What's up, everyone? So I wanted to make this video for you because I constantly get asked the same question over and over. It's about nutrition. How do I know if a food is good for me or not? Like, what are the steps it takes to determine that? In a lot of my groups, I get asked, is this better, is this better? And the steps are always the same. Like when I go through, like I do the same research that you would need to do in order to determine, is this good for me? So I wanted to share those steps. Like this is what I do every single time I have a question about food, something new that comes up, or maybe somebody asks me in a group, what's better, this or this? I go through these exact same steps. So I wanted to teach you the steps that I go through, my personal advice, and share that with you so that you can then learn these steps and make those same determinations for you and your own health. And I find a lot of people don't really want to know the true answer about nutrition. If you look at anybody that has an amazing, amazing physique, the truth about their nutrition is, are you ready for it? It's boring. It's boring. It's very simple food. They're probably pretty good at spices if they've been doing it for a while, but their food is very simple and boring. And I think that people have a problem grasping that, even though it's a simple idea. Not that they're not smart enough, because if we believe that nutrition is harder than it really is, then it's not our fault anymore. It's not our fault that we're overweight because we don't know what we're supposed to do. But the truth is, nutrition is really simple. It's single ingredient foods, things that you can pronounce usually, and that's it. And so when you see these people with these physiques, you're always like, what is their nutritional secret? For the most part, it's really boring food. And they look at food different. Their relationship with food is different. So if you can get that out of your mind, that there's some great secret to nutrition, then that'll be the best first step for you to start getting there. But here is what I do when I'm trying to figure out, should I eat this food? Is it going to help me? Is it going to help my goals? And what's in it? Is this something that I should start working with or not? And so in order to understand this, I have to start with the idea that there's only one single food list that everybody starts with, okay? It is usually single ingredient foods. It's split up into proteins, carbs, vegetables, fruits, apples, asparagus, lean meats, fish, sweet potatoes. Basic foods. You guys all know it. Now, everybody starts off this list. Now, depending on your beliefs, your goals, your process, you might start deleting food off this list. But really, you never add to it. So what I mean by that is if you're vegan, for instance, right, the meat category goes away. If you're working on ketosis, then maybe a lot of the carb categories will go away. Now, there's tons of other things, right? But we all start from the same exact list, and then that list gets kind of deleted and switched around a little bit. And you can find these lists anywhere. I'll post it on my site as well, but that's where you start. That's kind of the umbrella that holds the entire thing together. From there, this is my process. This is how I determine if I should eat a food. First, you have to set your goals. Everybody just asks the question, should I eat this food or not? And that's not the right way to think about it. And that's why people are getting confused and not getting results, because they don't have a goal. What are you trying to do? Is fat loss your goal? Is muscle size gain, weight gain your goal? Is maintenance your goal? Maybe you just want to stay your exact weight right now. That's got to be your first thing. You've got to set that. You've got to be very clear. And you can always change your goal, don't worry. But the more specific you can be about your goal, if you say, well, I want to lose fat and gain muscle, things start to get a little confused. Now, I'm not saying you can't do it, but things start getting a little confused. It's best if you can focus on one single goal and then start eating towards that goal. So the question is not, should I eat this food or not? It's, will this food help my goal or not? So that's the first thing, is set your goal, get it done right now. Second thing, this is what I do, is when I get a food, here we go, this is ready. You're in the supermarket, you pick up the object, the food item, and you look at the front. What does it say? Now, this is the only thing I look at. What's the name of it? I gotta know what it is. Usually the picture will tell me. I won't even look at the picture because the marketing does lie. What is it? Rice, chicken, cereal. I don't pick that up. But what is it? What is the food? After that, I stop reading. because the front is where they're trying to market to you and they're trying to lie about how good this food is. You ever notice how vegetables don't have a lot of marketing? Because they don't need it. They're vegetables, they're healthy, everybody knows that. It's all the other stuff that has a lot of marketing. It's like, oh, look, this has a lot of protein. And you flip it over, what? And it's just lying. So watch out for the pictures. They spend a lot of money, millions of dollars to try to lie to you. So first thing is, and this doesn't even have to be a first thing, what the hell is it? What is it? The next thing is, I flip it over and I look right toward the ingredient list. I don't look at anything else. I look right at the ingredient list. Generally, it's near the bottom under the nutritional profile. What is in the ingredient list? Is there anything that I disagree with within my own personal beliefs or my own research? Is there any ingredient in here that I don't want to put in my body? Now, to be fair here, not all chemicals are bad and not all natural flavors and items are good for you. Okay, so be careful. There was a funny meme a long time ago about dihydrogen monoxide. Hopefully I said that right. And saying how it's in everything, it corrodes metals, it's the number one cause of drowning, right? Dihydrogen monoxide or monoxide. Yeah. And if you break it down, it sounds like this horrible chemical. And most people are like, no, I'm not going to have that. That's horrible. I don't want that chemical in my body. Dihydrogen, 2 hydrogen, monoxide, 1 oxygen, 1 oxygen. So it's H2O, it's water. It's just the chemical name for it. That's it. So the point here is this, is just do your research. You know, if you see something that you don't understand, Google it real quick, see what it is, and then make a decision. And ingredients, the great thing about ingredients, if you didn't know, is the list is from the most prevalent to the least prevalent. So the first things on the list, if you see something like sugar, that means there's more sugar than there is all the ingredients after it. So it goes in order of the amount that is in that particular item. So once I go through the ingredient list and determine, is this something I even want in my body? Do I even want it in my body? Then I move on. So I'm either putting it back or picking it up. Next thing is nutritional profile. Now, this is where your goals come into play, because you might want more carbs, you might want more protein, maybe you're going higher fat. Watch the sodium count, and all the other stuff. Sugars, right? People are all against sugar nowadays. Fine, whatever you want to do, but this is where you look at the nutritional profile. What is it going to do to help me with my goals? You know, if I'm on a low carb day because I'm carb cycling, then I want lower carb foods and I want higher protein. If I'm working on ketosis, which I know nothing about, so I'm just kind of mentioning it, then I probably want higher fat, higher proteins. If it's a high carb day for me, I like to do higher carbs on resistance, like big muscle resistance days. Those are legs, chest, back, things like that. Then I'm going to want more carbs, and that's okay. And in general, I try to keep my sodium and my sugars as low as possible. That's it. And then after that, under that, you can see vitamins and minerals. What kind of nutrients? Like, how is this going to help my body perform and act and all that type of stuff? So the more of that stuff you can get in there, always a bonus. But nutritional profile, that's what I look at. Then that's going to always go toward your goal. So think about your goal and say, hey, does this food fit my goal? Does it fit my goal? So that is my process. And after all that, then I determine, hey, am I eating it? Am I looking at it? What am I doing? What's my serving size? Watch out for that. That can be a big one too. People like read the back and not realize like it's a really tiny serving size. But that is my process. It's those 4 steps. That's all I do. So what it is, set a goal. Get your goal. If you don't have your goal, then the food isn't going to make much sense. And vegetables kind of always make sense, but it's not going to make a lot of sense. Okay, so set your goal. 2, identify what is the food. Can you even pronounce it? Is it something normal? 3, what are the ingredients? Does it agree with your particular beliefs, methods, whatever you want to call it? Is it something that you want to put in your body? 4, nutritional profile. Does this particular food match your goals? So that is how I do everything. I will go over it even more. If you need, please comment below if you have any questions. But every single time I see a food, that's exactly what I do. That's it. There's no more, no less. I don't read anything. I don't get into the market. I don't get into the marketing or the beginning, the front of the package or any of that stuff. So I'm trying to keep this under 10 minutes. That's what I got for you guys. Just make better nutritional choices. Small changes every single day can lead to huge, huge goals. I promise you. That's all I got. Enjoy.